Welcome to the Rock Record, where we uncover Earth's story written in stone, or in this case, sand. Today, we are exploring the fascinating geology behind Hawaii's colorful beaches. From the common white sand that isn't actually so common, to the rare black and green sand varieties, each grain tells a story of volcanic activity, marine life, and the constant work of wind and waves. Let's start our journey at Magic Sands Beach, also known as the White Sands Beach on the Big Island's Kona coast. At first glance, this looks like any white sand beach you might find around the world, but appearances can be deceiving. Unlike most continental beaches, Hawaii's white sand isn't made of quartz. In fact, there's virtually no quartz in Hawaii at all, so what are we looking at? This sand is primarily composed of calcium carbonate, the remains of marine organisms like corals, algae, and shells. It's a beach quite literally made of life, or death, depending which way you look at it. The process works like this. Coral reefs and marine creatures build their skeletons and shells out of calcium carbonate. When these organisms die, their remains are broken down by waves and marine life. Even living coral is constantly being eroded. Here's an interesting fact. Much of this sand has passed through the digestive system of parrotfish. These colorful fish nibble on algae growing on coral, ingesting bits of coral in the process. What comes out the other end is, well, sand. Scientists estimate that a single Colorus gibbous parrotfish can poop out more than 2,000 pounds of sand each year. It's nature's way of recycling, turning the coral reef into a beautiful beach. Magic Sands Beach gets its name from an interesting phenomenon. During storms, the sand can be washed away overnight, leaving only the rocky shore. But don't worry, the sand always returns as if by magic. This cycle of sand loss and return is a reminder of the dynamic nature of beaches. They're not static features, but constantly changing landscapes shaped by wind, waves, and currents. Now let's head to our next stop.
All right, so today I am visiting one of the most unique geological wonders in the world. We are here at the Punalu'u Black Sand Beach. This is designated a genuine black sand beach. So there are only about 20 black sand beaches in the entire world. Some places have more black sand beaches than others, such as here in Hawaii, Iceland, Greenland, Japan, etc. In fact, the state of Hawaii has 7 black sand beaches, and the Big Island itself has 6 of those. See this sand? It's not just dark, it is jet black. And every grain has a story to tell. What we have here is a beach that tells the tale of fire meeting water, of volcanoes and oceans. But before we dive into how this unique beach formed, let's set the stage. The Punalu'u Beach is located on the southeastern Kau coast of Hawaii's Big Island, nestled between the towns of Papakolea and Na'alihu. It's about 67 miles south of Kilauea, Kona, making it the perfect stop on the way to Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. This sand isn't just any sand. When you think of beaches, you mostly think of the white sand beaches, right? Those are made up of silica, quartz, coral, that kind of stuff. This sand is made up of that volcanic basalt. It's very silica-poor volcanic rock, which is why it's this dark color. Unlike the white quartz sand and coral-rich sand that you might find around other parts of the island, this black sand beach is a direct result of Hawaii's volcanic activity. When these giants erupt, rivers of lava flow down their slopes and into the ocean. As the hot, molten lava meets up with the colder ocean water, something spectacular happens. The rapid cooling causes the lava to shatter explosively into tiny little fragments. These fragments are then ground down by relentless ocean waves, creating the black sand we see today. But Punalu'u isn't just visually striking. Its name holds a secret too. In Hawaiian, Punalu'u means spring dived for. This refers to a fascinating feature of this beach. It's underwater freshwater springs. These springs create a unique phenomenon. The fresh water, being less dense than the seawater, floats on top. Swimmers here often report the strange sensation of feeling 2 temperatures at once. Legend has it that in times of drought, ancient Hawaiians would dive underwater with jugs to collect its fresh water. Now let's talk about some of this beach's most famous residents, the sea turtles. Turtle! This beach is a favorite basking spot for both green sea turtles, known as hanu, and the rarer hawksbill turtles, or Hanu'ea. You might wonder why turtles love this beach so much. As reptiles, turtles can't regulate their body temperature internally. The warm, black sand helps them digest their food and regulate their body temperature. It's important to note that both of these turtle species are endangered. In fact, there are estimated to be fewer than 100 hawksbill turtles in all of Hawaii, with about 60 to 70 calling the Big Island home. As we hang out here on this beautiful black sand beach, it can be tempting to take some sand home. Trust me, even as a geologist, I'm really tempted. However, please resist that urge. The sand here is precious and rare. Some black sand beaches around the world are expected to disappear entirely due to sand removal and erosion. If you're planning a visit, here are a few tips.
While Punalu'u is beautiful, it's not the best for swimming or snorkeling. The currents can be strong and visibility is often poor. If you do decide to enter the water on calmer days, be careful and pay attention to any warning signs. Lifeguards are present daily from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. The beach does have some amenities, including a parking lot, picnic area, restrooms, and an outdoor shower. It's easily accessible by road, and it's a great place to spend a day exploring and learning about Hawaii's volcanic geology. For our final stop, we are heading to one of the rarest beach types in the entire world.
Alrighty, so you've probably been noticing that we've been going from most common sand types here in Hawaii to now the least common. So the beach that we're standing on now, there's only 4 of them in the entire world that look like this. So welcome to the green sand beach here on the Big Island of Hawaii.
The others are in Guam, the Galapagos Islands, and Norway.
So Papakolea translates to plover flats, named after the Pacific golden plover that nests here during the winter.
So what makes the sand green?
Its distinctive coloring comes from a mineral called olivine. You might know olivine in its gem form as peridot, which is my birthstone, so I am especially loving this beach. The rocks in the surrounding area are rich in this olivine mineral, and over time the wave action breaks down those rocks and rounds out these little sand grains of olivine. Olivine is a common mineral that crystallizes from magma that is rich in magnesium and low in silica during the cooling process. Here in Hawaii, olivine is also known as Hawaiian diamonds, and you'll see it in a lot of the jewelry stores and such around.
So in a way, you're walking on a beach of semi-precious stones. However, that does not mean you should take them. We'll talk about that in just a second.
So hiking to Papakolea isn't especially difficult, but it is rated as moderate. This is due to the absolutely no shade along the way. And also there's no shade here along the beach, except for kind of around the edges. It's also difficult to scramble down the edge of the cinder cone here. So keep that in mind. It's about 5.5 miles round trip, and it'll take 3 to 4 hours. You definitely want to bring plenty of water and snacks, as there are no facilities along the way at all. There is potential opportunity to drive part of the way here. However, I've been told that it is illegal, although there are no signs. But I definitely highly recommend hiking, as the lava fields on the way are kind of a special habitat, and there are lots of critters and plant life that really rely on those. So if you can hike it, I highly encourage you to do so. It's not that much further.
While swimming is possible, the surf can be strong, especially along the southern shore. There are no lifeguards here, so enter the water at your own risk. Always check conditions before swimming and never swim alone. Remember, this beach is a rare geological treasure.
Unfortunately, Papakolea won't be here forever. The olivine crystals are eventually broken down by weathering and chemical reactions, and then washed away with the tide. Eventually, the supply of green sand will run out, and the beach will begin to slowly look like any other on the islands.
Please practice leave no trace principles. Don't take any sand home with you. Not only is it illegal, but it's also said to bring bad luck.
It's rich in the
As we wrap up our tour of Hawaii's colorful beaches, let's take a moment to appreciate the underwater world these beaches lead to. Hawaii's fiery geologic history hasn't just created these unique beaches. It's also shaped incredible ecosystems both on land and in the sea. The same volcanic activity that created the islands and these diverse beach types has also formed the perfect foundation for coral reefs to thrive. These reefs, in turn, support an incredible diversity of marine life, from the tiniest reef fish to the sea turtles we saw earlier. It's a beautiful reminder of how geology doesn't just shape the land, but influences life all around it. The story of Hawaii's beaches is one of fire and water, of destruction and creation, playing out over millions of years to create the paradise we see today. If you want to learn more, please check out our previous video on Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. And be sure to keep an eye out for my upcoming video where we'll be scaling Mauna Kea, the tallest mountain on Earth when measured from its oceanic base. We hope you've enjoyed this geological journey across Hawaii's colorful beaches. Each grain of sand, whether white, black, green, or another color, tells a story of the powerful forces that have shaped these islands. If you've enjoyed, please like this video and subscribe for more. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our upcoming adventures. I'd love to hear from you. What's the most unique beach you've ever visited? Let me know in the comments below so I can be sure to check it out. Until next time, keep exploring the amazing geology all around us. Aloha!